Welcome to Women on It. It's 2025, and if you feel stuck, unsupported, or unsure of your next move, this episode might be just the spark you need. Whether you're navigating career chaos, building something from scratch, or just figuring out what's next, mentorship could be your ultimate hack. Welcome to PhD with Women on It, Hack the Future. My name is Beata Young, and today's PhD Positivity Hack delivered will be by our guest, Chelsey Baker. Topic: Transforming Lives Through Mentorship, Chelsey's Global Movement. Episode 167 starts here. Let me remind you, this is a grassroots community that focuses on women on IT, an inclusive forum of women in technology, startups, and female leaders who are supported by men as well. And I bring heart to that hustle because empathy is my mojo. And empathy is critical when you're transforming lives through mentorship. First, let me mention the great things that's been happening in our community. Hooray to our former PhD guest, Claudia Bort, for being part of the judging panel at the upcoming AI for Good Innovation Factory in Malta on March 27th. We are excited to see you bring your invaluable insights and expertise to the event and continue to shape the future of AI and technology. A huge congratulations to our former PhD guest Mais Taha for receiving a recognition from the International Communication Union. It's great to know that you're being acknowledged by a esteemed 160-year-old organization in this momentous milestone. Kudos to you, Mais. And great news, finally, at just 23, Kelsey Pedron has made history as the first female pilot from Xinjiang in Tibet, China, shattering gender barriers in the male-dominated world of military aviation. Her remarkable journey from local city to the cockpit of a fighter jet symbolizes unwavering determination and reflects the changing landscape of gender roles in modern China. Now, let's go back to our topic: transforming lives through mentorship. In a world where mentorship can be just the key to success, Chelsey's journey stands as a testament to the transformative power of guidance and support. As the founder and CEO of the National Mentoring Day, Chelsey has dedicated her career to making mentorship accessible and impactful, driven by her own experience of lacking mentors during her business startup phase. Kick off this new year with this episode with Chelsey and discover how National Mentoring Day has grown into an international movement, connecting, educating, and celebrating mentors across all globes. Chelsey, let's start with a simple question. Where are you joining us from?
Hey, Beata, nice to be here. I'm joining you from London, England.
Fantastic location and very vibrant, definitely place to find lots of mentors. However, let me ask you about your own journey. You mentioned in a couple of interviews that you never had a mentor yourself, and that really inspired you to create this movement. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I was chosen to be a lead mentor for a British government mentoring program. And, I had a huge skill stack of mentor, marketing experience, branding, PR, all this experience to pass on to others. And I started mentoring many, many startup companies and giving career guidance. And then I realized I was doing a good job. People were getting results. I'm like, where are all the other mentors that are willing to share, willing to send the elevator down, share their experience, their knowledge and wisdom with others so that they can benefit? And there was definitely a lack of mentors. And I was researching where's all the other mentors, what initiatives are out there, and there wasn't any. This is a decade ago, though. So I decided to create a national awareness day so that we could recruit more mentors, and really champion and advocate for mentoring to transform businesses and careers and personal and professional development. So it was through a lack, certainly on my part, of not having a mentor that was this whole initiative was born.
And this initiative is just a ripple, has a huge ripple effect. You mentioned it on your website, and there is lots of organization who participate in this movement. How can people get involved?
Absolutely. Well, I will say we exist for mentors, for mentees, for mentoring programs. There's some key call to actions that I can share with you today. But if your organization or your workplace has a mentoring program, then take part, celebrate in National Mentoring Day on the 27th of October. And you might think, well, why should we? It's all about raising visibility to your program. What have you achieved on the program? What's the impact of the program? This is about shining a light on mentoring programs that are making a difference, and thanking the mentors that selflessly give up their time to, mentor others, and celebrating the achievements of the mentees as well. This is National Mentoring Day. We celebrate the mentors, the mentees, the mentoring programs, the mentoring program managers. It's a way of inspiring others to take up that call to mentor, to be a mentor, and to seek mentoring. We all need a hand, a help, a leg up in this world. It's a lonely place, especially, in business startups, within the workplace, within the career place. We all need someone to help us. It is life-changing and transformational. So we encourage businesses and organizations to get involved and share the impact of their mentoring, and to join the Mentoring Ask. This is what I created that is so beautiful, is that on the 27th of October every year, literally my dream is that the whole world kind of comes to a halt to mentor, but that wouldn't be good for certain industries. So everyone is asked to mentor one person minimum on the day. Everyone has skills to learn everyone has skills to share as a mentor: life skills, business skills, career skills, relationship skills, cooking skills. It could be anything. Everyone has something to share, and everyone has something to learn as a mentee. Nobody knows anything. We all have that place to learn. So the call to action is that everyone's mentors one person on the day, and then they share that they took part. And this has had a massive ripple effect all over the world now. People take part and lives are changed, because I say that just one word, you showing up to mentor one person can really have a transformational change and effect, a positive effect in someone else.
I noticed that you also spend a lot of time mentoring women in tech. Tell us why it matters to you, and what do you do? What organizations do you support?
Oh, wow. What a great question. I guess I'm an accidental landing in the tech industry person. This is part of my calling, I guess. But how did this come around? I was speaking in Mobile World Congress, GSMA Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, many years ago now, 2017. And I was sharing the mission of National Mentoring Day. We're going worldwide. And then I was, I guess, headhunted by someone in America who was a head of a very large tech firm out there. And she just said, I want to take you to America and, teach the your public speaking and business pitching skills. And that's how really it started, with me mentoring in the tech area. And then I went on to mentor a lot of people in the tech area, because they can often, working in tech, occasionally be introverted, lacking in communication skills. So it's all about this communication area that I love mentoring, and this confidence, teaching people in tech how to become leaders, how to own that leadership journey, how to navigate their life. And that's how I really got into the tech world. And, I've spoken at some of the greatest and biggest brands in the world over in Silicon Valley, and worldwide.
That's very critical to support women in technology, especially as you mentioned, leadership roles, because we all need these to progress in the career, in the ladder. Now we have some great comments from Lee Jackson. Says, "Hi, I presume it's somebody you mentored before. I POV'd in Patrick's opinion." Says, "That's my girl. Great to see you back, Beata. Thank you so much." And Esmail Basabada, I hope I spelled it right, also wrote something in, I believe, Arabic. And Jane says, "Welcome back, Beata. Lovely to see that you own the show with Chelsey." Thank you so much, Jane. Lovely to hear from all of you, ladies. Share with us your stories, and ladies and gentlemen, share with us your stories. Maybe you have some inspiring story of how you've been mentoring or how you've been mentored, whatever it is. I hope you had a great journey. Now, you mentioned, Chelsey, program. Is there a specific program that everybody should take on board or make some notes how to prepare to this journey? And I specifically think about mentors here, because I think it doesn't matter what age you are, because we all could learn from each other and boost our confidence by chatting to each other and supporting each other. So what's your take on the program, Chelsey?
Well, we don't run a mentoring program, because what we do is we provide all the guidance on best practice in mentoring. Over on our website, nationalmentoringday.org, we have the answers to a lot of these common questions. How do I find a mentor? Where should I find a mentor? What skills do I need to become a mentor? The different types of mentoring. There's career mentoring, there's rehabilitation mentoring, there's peer-to-peer mentoring, there's reverse mentoring. There's so many different types of mentoring. And mentoring is for everyone of all ages, which is the beauty of it, which is what you just shared as well, Beata. So it's really key that the correct educational resources are provided. And that's what we do. We give that guidance, all available complimentary on our website. And it's like finding out what type of people you want to mentor. Do you want to mentor youths? Do you want to mentor women? In what sector? It's all about drilling down to decide, how much time have you got and who do you want to mentor and where? Does online mentoring suit you? Like, we're all in different countries here. I was mentoring in Nigeria the other day. I was mentoring in Malaysia this morning. So it's very much, finding out who you want to share your good advice and your guidance and your mentoring with. So there's all those questions, obviously, answered on our website for you.
A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. That's a quotation from Oprah Winfrey. And the secret of getting ahead is getting started, as Sally Berger says. So if you want to get started to become a mentor, where should you look for mentees?
Wonderful question. Thank you. So it all depends, again, what skills you have. And you can go local or you can go national. So let's just say, for example, you're within a certain community and you want to pass on certain skills, or you have those experience of that industry. Then of course you can share that with other people starting in that industry. So the best thing to do is to search and start local. Look at other organizations who are doing what, in your industry, and then start there. There are hundreds of thousands of mentoring programs out there. And it's all, again, do you want to mentor children? Do you want to mentor 16 to 25-year-olds who are looking to break into the tech market? Do you want to help people with career advice? I love mentoring, over 50s. That's been a great thing for me too. I've mentored a lady in her 80s. I have mentored a lot of 8 to 12-year-olds because that's a very prime age where they can be very susceptible, and then again, the teenagers, I've mentored hundreds of teenagers because again, they're at that difficult age where they're facing a lot of choices, a lot of uncertainty. So, for me, I'm an all-rounder. I mentor anyone of all ages, all sectors, all industries. But it's definitely worth finding out what skills you have. Are you a great communicator? Do you have experience in marketing or technology? And who would benefit from those? So best thing to do, look at mentoring programs in your local area or in your industry or in your sector.
And now we know that the big swarm is among coaches. And I'm wondering if you could divide the mentoring versus coaching, because obviously coaching is very popular nowadays. Every third person that is connecting to me on LinkedIn is some form of coach. So I'm wondering what works best for whom and what's the main difference.
Yeah, I mean, again, we actually have a glossary it's a dictionary, a glossary on our website, nationalmentoringday.org. And I have summarized the difference between coaching and mentoring there, but it's very, very different. I am not a coach. I also, like you, I'm getting so many messages on LinkedIn about coaching. I'm like, have you read my profile? I'm a mentor. I mentor people based on the experience that I have. I'm an expert in public speaking, business pitching, and a global leader in mentoring. I mentor on what I know. So the difference, obviously, with mentors, we're experienced in our certain subject, we're trusted. And it's very much with coaching, it's the coaches that are asking these thought-provoking questions. With mentoring, it's the mentees that are asking the questions. So whenever I have a mentoring session, I'm the one asking all these questions. So mentoring is very much less structured, whereas coaching, it follows more of a framework or a specific short-term goal, like coaching me to speak or to perform better in a sport. That's coaching. Perform better in a role. Coaching and mentoring, they're very, very different. And mentoring is more holistic, whereas we can cover anything. You turn up to a mentoring session, we can cover and divert into all sorts, whatever the person is going through, that's how the session will go. It's focused more holistically on the whole person, and as I say, coaching is more performance driven, mentoring is more developmental driven.
And we mentioned here a great networking ability, which I believe is critical for any mentor, because obviously mentor cannot have answers to all. Can they?
No, and actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I speak all over the world on mentoring, and I always share this tip: don't try and rescue people. Don't try and be everything, all knowing to everyone. Own up to what you're an expert in and learn to signpost. So other people send people to me who are afraid to speak on a stage, and they're having trouble in creating their business pitch for investment. Signpost, whereas I don't deal with accountancy or I don't deal with financials. So it's very much knowing who and where to signpost to. That's key as well.
Well, the partnership building part is critical for everybody, and mentors quite often are meeting us, and especially I'm thinking here about the Gen Z, the new generation, who sometimes may not be quite gracious. So, what would be your advice to those who are looking for mentors and meet with answer no?
find somebody else, keep going. I interviewed a very famous person once, and he knocked on 100 doors and they all said no. The door for 101 is where he got his investment. So it's very much keep that person wasn't for you, then keep going. There'll be another person that is meant for you. But I also think that when you're asking somebody to mentor you, I get so many messages on LinkedIn. Will you mentor me? On what? What support do you need? What help do you need? You've got to be specific, especially in this time that we live in where we're all so busy. Be specific. What help do you need? Make it easy for the mentor. Please, can I have just 5 minutes of your time to ask you this? Can I have 15 minutes? Have that initial mentoring session where it's quick and brief to see if you gel, to see if this person is the right fit for you. Then ask them to do something more formally if they'd be interested. But it's very much having that respect for the person as well, saying why you would like them to be mentored, why you would like to be mentored by them, and making it as easy as possible for them to say yes.
Speaking about the mentor's role, what do you believe separates a good mentor from an exceptional one?
Well, funny enough, we have created that exact an assessment of what separates a good mentor from a great mentor on our website. And you can actually take the free health check assessment to see. There's so many different aspects of it. I mean, we have put together that whole compatibility to see how you excel. Because do you make the mentee feel psychologically safe? Do you listen? You're supposed to listen 80% and talk 20%. Are you accountable? There's a whole list from memory. There's about 28 points to make you an excellent mentor. So I check out our website, nationalmentoringday.org, and then under resources, there is an assessment to help you to become an excellent mentor.
So now, going back to your personal story, did you have somebody who mentored you, and what was that experience like?
Well, I've had so many now, but as I say, I didn't in the beginning, and now I've had many great mentors. And the experience, even today, we were planning the global strategy, and I was planning to do a certain country. And just having that sounding board and that person, really sharing with me, well, Chelsey, I think you've got enough on your plate. Do you really want to be doing that? And just by them asking me that question, I went, no, I'm too busy. So it's really a matter of, just being able to have that mentoring session as a sounding board to share your ideas, and new perspectives are given to you on your ideas. It's just incredible. So I've had so many mentors now in every aspect. I have a spiritual mentor. I have a business mentor, a personal mentor, different mentors for different areas. Very, very important.
So how has starting and running National Mentoring Day transformed you personally, both as a leader, as an individual?
Oh, it stretched me. They say what doesn't kill you or whatever. It's been tough. It's been tough, especially going worldwide, especially time zones. Sometimes I don't know what time zone I'm in, but it's ultimately been absolutely fantastic. I did this to help people. I created National Mentoring Day to raise others up. That's where I get my kicks. I love helping others. I love raising up others to be a success and seeing people achieve and succeed as a result of my guidance, because I struggled in my early days and I just love it. So as a leader, it's a privilege and an honor to lead. And I have grown very much by doing this work. You're always faced with that imposter syndrome sometimes. I was honored with a all these academics and professors, and I'm being given an award in Malaysia and, asked to speak all over the world. It's like, you want me to speak? You still have that imposter syndrome sometimes. And I've learned a lot about myself just to accept everything, not to question it so much now, just to be free and to go where life takes me, to do what I do best, and everything always works out. So it's, my leadership now is definitely from a place of influence, because I am being called to speak in all the right places. And with that message, I can do a lot of good in the world. That's why I do it.
Beautiful. We have a Gunnar Vlogs 1100. Hello, ma'am. How are you? So I'm wondering, how are you today? How do you feel entering this new year with your mentors advising you on your program? Do you feel burnout sometimes?
I have done. Great question. I felt a lot of burnout in the past. And that's because I am, number one, neurodiverse. So I'm big picture thinking. I want to do everything. But again, that is a superpower. That's having that vision and just being like, yes, let's do everything. It can lead to burnout. So, luckily I have my coping mechanisms, my strategies in place, and I am a very content and peaceful person inside, which is just wonderful. So I'm very much looking forward to this year. Lots of exciting opportunities to spread the message and to help more people.
So what do you think are the biggest misconceptions or fears holding people back from becoming a mentor?
Oh, that's a great question. People often think that it's going to be time consuming, and that doesn't have to be the case at all. So, you can set it. For example, I mentor all over the world. It could be, one 30-minute Zoom in, every 2 months or something. It really does need to suit you and your availability. So it doesn't have to be time consuming. It really doesn't. And the other thing is, people do not know the skills you need to become a mentor. Whatever skills you have, and as I said before, we all have skills. I find it amazing that people don't know how skilled they are. For example, people who've moved from another country to another country. That's a huge skill that you've done it. You now live in this country or another country. It's a skill. You've relocated. You've mastered a new language. You've navigated a whole new country and landscape and culture. That's a skill. Moving abroad, that's a skill. I'm finding that people don't really realize the skill stack they all have. And that's incredible. And I think that's a key thing. Realize how great you are. Realize what skills. It could be leadership. It could be communication. It could be helping somebody overcome, mentor somebody who has a difficulty in anything. Any challenge that you've overcome before is a skill set to help someone else. That could be neurodiversity. That could be, navigating a certain health condition, navigating a certain career path, transitioning to a certain career, transitioning to a certain sector, becoming XYZ. If whatever you've done in your life, you can help someone else do the same.
Whatever you've done in your life, you can help someone else. And I wanted to ask you about your spiritual journey, because I believe it helps checking yourself. And it's not only helping with burnout, but as you said, there is this important lesson of what skills do I have? And I believe the spiritual journey, the meditation helps with that. Would you agree?
Yes, I mean, we only have a limited time on this call, but I've been through a big spiritual journey, very big. I explored so many different spiritual concepts, and it was unbelievable over many years. And now, thankfully, I've found my faith in God, and that has transformed my life. The peace, the contentment, the global vision I'm able to deliver with the help from God. It's just been amazing. And that meditation daily is life changing for me. I was very new to all of this, and I started to see big results, big changes when I started. I think I was a bit of a scattergun spiritual person. I'd be looking into this, looking into that, not feeling I sat anywhere particularly. Oh yeah, I believe in that. Yeah, I believe in that. Oh, that looks good. That works. And then when I stopped everything and focused on one, which was, being a Christian, and I don't believe in religion, I just believe in God, that's when my life changed. And that's where I really started to see big, big changes. And if you have big dreams and big goals, you're going to need someone by your side. So, yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, wonderful journey. I think God took me around the houses of all the different concepts and religions so I could help others to navigate this path and mentor others.
Well, your legacy is with us. You created a global movement. And if you could leave one lasting piece of advice for both mentors and mentees worldwide, what would it be?
Oh, I haven't had time to think about that answer. So, what was the question again? One piece of advice for both mentors and mentees. Was that it?
Yes.
Just do it, as Nike said. I think people have reservations these days about, oh, they're not qualified enough. I even have people say, do you need to be qualified? I'm like, no, you don't. As long as you're going to treat the mentoring relationship with respect and give that time and share what you know, don't hold back. You just turn up, you give your all to that mentoring session, then that's all you need. And it's like, it is a two-way relationship. The mentor will learn as much as the mentee. So as Nike said, just do it. Just everybody mentor each other. The world will be a much better place, a much safer place, a much happier place if we all start to look out for each other and mentor others. Why are we holding on to our wisdom? We cannot take it with us when we die. We are short-lived on this earth. Why hold back? You can't take anything with you. Give it away. You will feel much happier and better about yourself when you share what you know.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's share our wisdom. That's better than money. Now we have our younger generation with us today asking some questions. Jamil Navarroza is going to follow through with some more questions from the younger ladies, younger generation. Off you go.
Hello, B.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello, Chelsey.
Hi.
It's been a joy. So it's been a joy to join us here.
Thank
And as
you.
a mentee, I'm so lucky to have Beata as my mentor. And this
Wonderful.
topic is very perfect. So, now, Chelsey, what advice would you give to females to help their career or start an entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I definitely think you need to believe in yourself. I've always had a very, very strong belief. Having a strong belief in myself, it gave me confidence. It opens up more opportunities. If you don't have strong self-belief, you'll pass opportunities because you don't feel good enough. You'll let them pass by. And I think having a strong self-belief, I inspire others to believe in themselves. And it's always allowed me to pursue whatever passions I wanted, to be less fearful about life, and having a positive outlook. It reduced that self-doubt. So really, really key is believing in yourself, your ability, and what you're doing.
That's good. So especially on confidence, because that's something I
Oh,
learned firsthand as a mentee, and it really underscores the importance of having a support. What
absolutely.
are
Also,
yeah
sorry, I just wanted to add also, because you're speaking now here and you've just joined.
Yeah.
This is, I want to say well done to you. Well done for not being afraid of speaking, for showing up. You're of a wonderful age to be doing this live. I mean, well done, and all credit to you for stepping up and speaking up. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm faced with a lot of women. I'm a public speaking expert. I've trained thousands of men and women, and younger people to speak on stages. And people do have this fear of public speaking. So it's really, really key not to be afraid. It can be absolutely debilitating problem for some people. The thought of doing what you're doing live, people just wouldn't even consider it. So well done to you. It's all about just trying new things and not being afraid. So public speaking is the other piece of advice that I would give to help people with their career.
Yes, as you said, just do it. So I'm doing it.
That's our motto today. Just do it.
Yeah. Yes, next question. What are the top 3 soft skills all career-driven females, in your opinion, should have?
Oh, well, number one, communication.
Mhm.
If you have a business, for example, a startup, a business, or you're a leader, you've got to be able to communicate, to share your mission, your vision, your values. Communication is also about listening, sharing your message and articulating that message with others. That's how you get people to buy in to what you're doing. If you are not a good communicator, you will fail at every level. So, again, communication. Excuse me, I do have a cough here. It's cold in London. Really communicating. My mentoring was so successful, and I've won over 20 awards for mentoring. Why? Because I got to the heart and soul of why people are doing what they're doing, and really getting to them at that heart and soul level, that purpose level, is through communication. If I didn't have that ability, I wouldn't get them to open their challenges, their problems, their concerns to me. It's all about communication. Number 2 is integrity. You learn very, very quickly in business, in life, in the workplace, who has integrity and who doesn't. I'm very, how do I say, I grew up with Mother Teresa in my school, photos of her everywhere. So I'm a person of very high morals and ethics. So for me, integrity is everything. Do what you say you're going to do and deliver on what you promise, and you will go far in the world, because many people do not. Okay, integrity is essential to build a professional career, and again, it's not something we should have lightly. It's an absolute core skill, and again, confidence. You believing in yourself, having faith in yourself is absolutely key. For me, having faith in myself, but having faith in a higher power, a higher being, that has also been an incredible skill to have, is knowing how to channel that, knowing how to use my faith to benefit myself, others, family, relationships. It's having faith.
That's so nice, and that's it's also empowering people through guidance and support. That's so nice.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
what what is your strategy for problem solving?
Get a mentor. I struggle with this sometimes, because people only seem to get a mentor when they're having problems. Some people. So, it could be getting a mentor at the start of a career, at each stage of your career, at each milestone of your life. If you're 20, you're 25 and then 40, you're going to want to have different people at every stage of your career and your life. So problem solving for me, get a mentor to help you weigh out the pros and cons, and then prioritize those actions that are needed. With a mentor, you've got that sounding board. they give you a fresh perspective. You're not afraid to challenge and really get that shared experience. How did it work for you? How did you overcome this? They provide emotional support, and they challenge your thinking. So get a mentor. And for me personally, I problem solve with God. I just like, okay, I know nothing. What do I do, God? And bang, the situation is resolved. I get the answer immediately. I have a favorite verse: cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, let your requests be known to God. And there you go. It all happens. So for me, I have my own problem solving sessions with God, and they all seem to get resolved perfectly. So amen to that.
That's a really smart way to look at it. So, because because I've had a mentor, which is Beata, I know how helpful it is to have someone to get advice from when from when things get tough, and they can give you a different point of view and help you figure things out.
Different point of view, help you with the next
Yeah.
direction, explore new pathways. Absolutely invaluable.
Yes. None of us are able to achieve success without some help along the way. Is there a particular person who you are grateful towards who helped get you to where you are?
I think there'd be too many to mention on this call. It'd be possible to name everyone, otherwise I'd leave somebody out. But there's been so many mentors and colleagues who've inspired me, and each one of those mentors, we are a product of their wisdom inside us. The wisdom that they shared with us is what makes me. So I'm very, very grateful to everyone who's helped me on my path. Thank you for asking that.
Yes. Are you working on any exciting new projects right now?
Yes, too many.
Mhm.
So, yes, many. In my background's media, television, PR. So we're really, there's a lot of mentoring programs out there now. How can we raise the visibility and help support these mentoring programs? So on our website, nationalmentoringday.org, we have a lot of new initiatives that are coming out to support people who are mentors and who run mentoring programs. Really, it's all about best practice, sharing that best practice. And I'm going back to my roots in publishing and launching something that will really help to amplify the voice of mentors, spotlighting those mentors who are making a difference.
Well, good luck and good luck to your future projects.
Thank you.
Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Women are like tea bags. We don't know our true strength until we are in hot water." In life, how are you in hot water, Chelsea? How are you brewing?
What a great question. Um, well, that's so. Say the question again. Sorry.
Um, we don't know our true strength until we are in hot water. In life, how are you in hot water, Chelsea?
Okay, well, I've been in hot water. There's been lots of challenges that I've had with National Mentoring Day. I think one of the questions, one of the things that instantly springs to mind was going global. How do you go from launching in London? We were very privileged to be inaugurated in the Houses of Parliament in London, England, as an official national day. How do you then take this out to the world? It's very challenging. We receive requests all the time for mentoring programs all over the world. How do we help everyone? So I came up with a mission that everyone deserves a mentor, and everyone should have have a mentor. And then it was diversifying. Navigating the different cultural landscapes was very, very difficult. Having all our resources edited and changed into Spanish, that was hard for me. I don't speak Spanish, but we did it, and adapting our campaigns to different audiences. So there's been lots of difficult hot water times, but you always overcome them. You don't see it at the moment. You're drowning in the hot water, but eventually it all gets fixed. So yes. And again, this neurodiverse, that I've just found out that I'm neurodiverse, that's really brought a lot to the surface for me. It's meant a lot of analyzing, too much analyzing, self-awareness, how I see myself, and adapting to new ways of being, processing information, developing new strategies to manage all these tasks I'm faced with. It was, and being vulnerable, sharing that here live on this webinar. It's something that I always knew I was a bit different, but now I see it as my superpower. I embrace it, I accept it, and it's my uniqueness. So it's a gift. And again, I'm sure I can help others now. Whatever problems we face, we then are able to help others with that issue ourselves. That's mentoring.
I love that. It's so true that we discover our superpower in tough times.
Absolutely.
What is the number one book you can sit and think, oh, I wish I read before I started my career?
When I was younger, I guess I would always try to be someone else and purport and pretend to be more knowledgeable than I was. And there was a book for me that I loved called The Surrender Experiment by Michael J. Singer. And that really taught me about relationships, about accepting people and situations, however bad they are, just accepting them for what they are and having more peace and contentment and letting go, being in that present moment. Everything will work out. Just surrender, let stuff go. I wish I'd have not controlled everything so much. Really controlled and kept tight of this vision or this part, or I must do this. Letting go, everything always works. But I didn't know that in the beginning of my career. So the Surrender Experiment, and actually the Bible, I'm on a daily basis getting so much great business advice from my daily reading of the Bible on knowing how to navigate this world, live in this world, have a big vision, have a big dream. So yeah, those are the two books.
That's very interesting. Let's imagine that you could meet anyone in the world for a private breakfast. Who would it be and where would you choose to meet?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I'd have to say Jesus. He was one of the most famous men in the world. And, Mount Sinai, I guess, would be the answer. That tranquil, that quiet place of quietude. But you know what? I managed to have breakfast with Jesus every day. I give over all my burdens for the day. I ask for clarification every morning. It sets the tone for the day. I release all my negativity, worries, and burdens over in that daily meditation and word with Jesus. So it's already happening. I don't need to imagine some faraway dream. It's actually what I do. And that sets me up for the day. It's what gives me my power. It's what fuels me. It gives me my strength. I couldn't do this alone. I couldn't do what I do just with me. I have to be able to give over those worries to someone else to help me.
Oh, I'm so touched by your selection. That's so nice. That's good answer. Yes. For the last question, can you please give us your favorite life lesson quote?
I guess the Gandhi one, be the change you wish. Find a lot of people, they're just waiting for things to happen. Transformation begins within you. My advice is to stop waiting for external circumstances to change around you, for you, and be the change. Take proactive steps to, to be that change and make the change that you want to see in the world yourself. A lot of people talk is cheap. You don't like something, you're aggrieved by something, there's inequalities in this area, or it's up to you to be that change. People think small sometimes, and they think, oh, I couldn't possibly, who am I? Yes, you can be that change. Look at me, I just wanted a desire to help people, and now this is a worldwide movement. Whatever. There wasn't enough mentors, not only in England, in the world. So I did something about it. They say that National Mentoring Day has done more to promote mentoring and make mentoring accessible than any other organization in the world. So that's just started with one person, and one person's small mission went worldwide. We're now the largest celebration of mentoring in the world. And, 2023, we had 18 million. Last just gone, it was, I don't know, 50 odd million. It's just incredible. So, be that change. If you're seeing a problem that you don't like, then do something about it. There's many examples I could share with you, from people who get annoyed with finding rubbish on the golf course, or golf balls in the sea. There was a lovely company I met. They started to pick out all the golf balls in the sea. I forget how they did it, and they collected thousands and thousands of golf balls and took them out from the seabed. I mean, what's the problem? How can you fix it? Be the change, be the solution.
That is very nice. Thank you so much, Chelsey, for answering the questions. I hope you enjoy the show. There's one comment from Olga Vasina. Say, Happy New Year, Jamil. Great to see you and Beata back. Loving this chat with Chelsey, and it's very inspiring. Thank you so much, Olga, and Happy New Year to you too. Now let's get back to Beata, the
Thank
our,
you so
men-
much,
our
Jamil.
mentor.
Thank you for asking your questions, Jamil. It's great to have your answers. It really shows how you can pick up from best religions, no matter what religions there are, because Gandhi was definitely an inspiring leader, and his change inspiration is definitely one that inspires our movement as well. Women on It, Hug the Future. Now, talking about, we often hear about the self-made entrepreneur. Just to wrap up this, how do you believe self-made can be supported by mentors?
Well, if I may be so bold, nobody is self-made. So I don't like that comment. People often say, oh, I was self-made. Nobody's self-made. They have all had support from someone, whether it be friends, family. We are all a product of people who've helped advise us, mentor us. I think, so I don't know if that even answers your question, but I wanted to clarify the word self-made. I'm self-made in everything I've done, I guess, in terms of, I didn't study. I didn't go to university to study mentoring. I've learned everything about mentoring and then become a global leader in mentoring. So I'm self-made in that respect. I don't know if that helps answer your question, but what else can I answer for you?
That's a brilliant answer, because indeed nobody's self-made. You had peers, you had your family to raise you and to give
Teachers,
you great
education.
lessons. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe for more episodes where we uncover the stories behind the people shaping the world. And Chelsey, thank you so much for today's story, for your
It's been
insights.
amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been great. Absolutely great. I hope that your listeners take up the call to mentor and, pay that forward. And it really is a wonderful, wonderful gift that keeps on giving. So it's, it's just been a pleasure to share it. Mentoring changes lives, it reaches communities. When you think that the majority of charities and nonprofits, they all have mentoring programs, they all have mentoring initiatives. So you can take part and mentor some of these beautiful charities and nonprofits and get involved in your community. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful. We can definitely get involved. Go to nationalmentoringday.com and .org. Thank you very much, Chelsey. Sorry about that. And
okay.
As Chelsey mentioned, communication, integrity, and confidence are key components for any females, anybody who wants to make a great career. That's it from episode 167 of PhD Livestream. Thanks to our guest, Chelsey Baker. To stay updated and ensure you never miss a positivity hack delivered, follow Woman on It and turn on notifications to be alerted once a video has been released. Thank you very much for our commenters. Olga Vasina, IPO Vid, Leah Jackson, Esmeli Jane Gunu, and thank you once again, Chelsey. And I will see you next episode sometime in January. We don't know the date yet, but hopefully we'll find another great mentor who wants to share their story on our PhD channel. Thank you and speak to you soon. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.